good with y'all, man? It's made it clear. Y'all already know what day it is because I'm back with another motivational Monday video. Alright, so look, real quick, man, check this out. I know last week I was talking about not running from your problems and facing them, right? Alright, so today I want to talk about what are you going to do about them? Like, whatever problems you may have, if you have relationship problems or you're going to go talk to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, to handle those problems? Are you going to a therapist because it's something that's mentally wrong? Are you gonna try to switch jobs? Are you gonna try to get into a more comfortable position at your job? Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to move out of your neighborhood? Are you trying to move out of your, like, wherever you at and get your own space? What are you doing? Like, are you putting in the work in the gym so you look better for your self-esteem? Are you putting more work in the gym so you can get more playing time on whatever sports team you play for? What are you doing? Are you putting that work in? Like, what are you doing? That's what you gotta realize. For me, I see it's normally three ways to go about a problem, right? One, like I said, you either run from it, ignore it, or avoid it, right? Two, you complain about it. Or three, you actually do something about it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very guilty of the first two. Like, for the majority of my life, all I did was either complain about my problems or ignore them or avoid them, right? And I'm just tired of seeing that. Like, I got tired of myself for doing it because I felt like I was being a hypocrite trying to tell people not to do that. And when I'm behind closed doors, I started to notice, like, that's literally what I'm doing. Like, just really seeing people, like, figuratively and literally walk past their problems like they don't need to be, like, attended to so they can get that problem out of there. Like, what are y'all doing about your problems, man? Like, this is not a question for you to. This is not an answer for you to give me. This is just a recording. This is a question for you to sit yourself down in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and ask yourself, what are you gonna do about your problems, man? And there are a plethora of options of that you have to deal with your problems, right? Not every option is good and not every option is bad, but I think it's very clear, like, what options are good, what options are bad. Like, trying to drink your problems away, it's a no-go. Trying to smoke your problems away, it's a no-go. Take your problems out on other people, it's a no-go. You don't take care of your problems, man, you're gonna become a problem for yourself and definitely other people. And that's something you don't want to happen. That's something that you aren't even gonna notice. It's gonna become like second nature. Like, you're gonna become like like some some sour individual. Like, that's just out here just with a complete attitude the moment they wake up, all the way up until they close their eyes. Like, nobody has time for that. You gotta realize, like, you really gotta realize that's just how it goes. Like, you gotta create that habit of handling your problems. You gotta create that habit of making sure from now on, go ahead and fix your problems now, and any problems later on down the road that may happen, because problems are gonna happen. But what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Like, even for me, I'll be very honest. Like, one of my biggest problems was I did two things. My job. First, my job. At first, I was ignoring it and trying to avoid it, act like it wasn't there. Then it's like I started complaining about my job every single day. I said, "Oh my goodness!" Every day. Like, the moment I had to put my clothes on and start getting ready for work, in my head, I'm already, right? So now, just changing it now. Like, I actually sat myself down, like, what's the real problem with, like, my job? And now I've come to terms with my job. I'm not saying I'm okay where I'm at. I'm just understanding that that's a part of the plan. You know what I mean? So that's all my problems unhandled like that. I still have problems I need to handle. Like I said in a previous video, I'm gonna keep saying, like, my problems are still here. Just changing how I go about handling them, how I go about dealing with them. Control. You can control how you go about things, how you handle your problems, how you react to it, right? The question is, again, what are you doing? Like, what are you really doing for yourself to get yourself out of this negative slump, like this negative abyss that you're in, where it's like everything's negative. You can only see the negative in things, or you just feel like every corner you turn is just it's something else bad. Like no matter where you go at, it's just like you just pulling your hair out trying to figure out, oh my goodness, why does this keep happening to me? You create good habits. You create a habit of handling your problems, man. Look, you gotta realize, even and what people also don't realize, right? You gotta experience life through your own lens, like through your own eyes. It might be somebody that you know that's going through that went through the same problem that you're going through, right? You're two totally different people. You come from two totally different families, two totally different culture, two totally different situations, right? So the way they're gonna handle that problem is completely different from how you're gonna handle that problem. Hey, if you can handle that problem the same way they did, more power to you. That's gonna make it easier. But you gotta realize you can take advice, but not all advice is good advice. Some advice is better off, like not said. And you just gotta you gotta learn. Some things you really do have to learn on your own. Somebody could be in your ear telling you this and that, but sometimes like you won't really know how to go about things or what to do or how to handle situations until you go through it yourself. Everybody reacts to things differently, like whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. Everybody, you gotta understand that. So what you gotta do is sit yourself down in front of the mirror, right? And like I said, it's so many ways that you can handle a problem, right? You gotta figure out what's the best course of action for you to handle that problem. Get you a plan, reverse engineer, and stick to it. Like handle that. So what are you doing? What are you doing about your problems, man? What are you doing? I know what I'm doing about mine. Of course, every solution isn't the same for every problem, but that's why you always gotta create a good habit of handling problems. Why? Because you become flexible and able to adapt. So it's easier to receive the problem and react to it in a calmer manner instead of just trying to avoid it or running from it. Like nobody has time for that, man. Nobody has time for that. Like so serious. So at the end of the day, man, I really beg you. After you click off this video, really sit yourself down and ask yourself, what are you about to do with your problems? What are you about to do about them? If you took my advice last week and you aren't running from them, I applaud you. That's just the beginning. Now, you done running from them, what are you about to do about them? You done running from your problems, now what are you about to do about them? It's made it clear, man, and I'll catch y'all next week. I really hope y'all spend this whole week trying to get it together on what y'all about to do, man. Like give yourself a plan and put a plan in place so y'all can handle your problems, man. And then go on from there. It's not gonna be easy, but hey, nothing's easy. Running from your problems ain't easy. Complaining about your problems ain't easy. And handling your problems ain't gonna be easy. But I bet you'll get a better result out of anything that you do when you start, handling your problems. When you start handling your problems, I'm telling you, you'll get a better result than running from them. You'll get a better result than complaining about them. But that's all up to you. So now my question is, again, what are you gonna do? And that's all I gotta say, man. It's made it clear.